What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 144. That's 1, 4, and 4 of Ghost of the Night.
144. Yes.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not bilingual.
That is the extent of my mental bandwidth for the night. We'll see you next week.
Tonight, we are live on YouTube, and also we are live on Instagram for those of you who follow us on Instagram.
I've never done an Instagram live before, other than that one time that I masturbated for the masses. We're definitely going to get kicked off Instagram live.
It's been fun seeing you guys on Instagram. We are definitely not going to be on there long, but thank you for everybody who is in both streams.
Boo!
Tonight, we are covering The Demon of Brownsville Road.
You fucking whores.
Travis is going to take the lead on this one. He is the resident expert of...
The Book of Knowledge has returned. I haven't seen this notebook in fucking like over a month because of this goddamn West Memphis 3 fucking fiasco we've had going on.
It was not a fiasco. It was a fine...
It was, but Jesus Christ, it got so dark. It just held... It was in my mind for, 4 weeks? That's all we talked about and thought about podcast-wise?
Well, I was closer to 6 weeks with researching it.
Yeah, because you went full nerd mode when we fucking told you about it.
I thought about becoming a serial killer. That's how
I still think about it on a day-to-day
about
basis.
went method on it.
You went like Jared Leto?
Yes.
Fucking, who else? Heath Ledger?
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix? R.I.P. River Phoenix?
I don't like Joaquin.
He's a hell of an actor. I'm not the biggest fan of all his movies, but that's not his fault. He's a hell of an actor, though.
We got to lube the pipes.
That's what she said. Not to me, but I'm sure that's what they said.
Cheers. Get the last drop. All right.
Fuck off. We're ready to go. I have evolved. I've taken my power to the next level.
Oh, I need it.
That shit warm is a whole different fucking animal.
Ooh, it just warms you going down.
I wonder how bad of a copyright infringement we would get if I stole the Fireball Devil for a thumbnail.
Well, we can't do it now. You just announced it to the masses. Shh. Don't tell anybody.
Everybody shut the fuck up.
But like I said, tonight we're doing The Demon of Brownsville Road. I'm going to let Travis take the lead because he's the expert. Because I've hogged all the
X Games mode.
I've hogged all the airtime for 3 weeks.
You didn't though, like because the change in dichotomy of that series was just the fact that I already knew an extensive amount about the West Memphis 3, and you didn't, and you got like fully interested in it as soon as you started researching it. So when I saw your true crime penis arise from the ashes that were, then I was like, go forth, prosper, and fornicate the world.
And my true crime unit is much bigger than my real unit.
I don't even have a real unit. I would call it more of like an implement, if you will.
I have a question. I wonder how many of our Instagram followers are going to watch this and say, "What the?"
We're gonna wake up tomorrow. It's gonna be like 35 people unfollowed you. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, experiment 1 did not work. All right. So, Demon of Brownsville Road, which is in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh to be exact. Fuck the Steelers.
Suburb of Pennsylvania. It is Brentwood, Pennsylvania.
Nothing good happens in any Brentwood, whether it be Pennsylvania or California.
I don't know. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Brentwood, California. OJ.
Oh.
So if you live
OJ
in a Brentwood anywhere in the United States, move your asses.
OJ did it. Personal opinion.
Should we cover that true crime story?
We can. I mean, probably clickbait as fuck. OJ Simpson.
All right.
Look at us. Listen to us talk about shit. Fucking assholes. What? Who dat?
My mother is here.
Oh, hi, Phil's mom. Fuck, your mom's here. God damn it. She doesn't like our fucking foul language, Phil.
You are just doing it just to be an asshole now. I'm going to keep it clean.
I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
We were going Instagram, so I'm keeping it clean.
All right, where's this at? I have something. I'm going to jump around a little bit because I figured we'd start from the beginning.
Well, this is your show, Brady.
Okay.
This is all you. Start.
Okay.
Speaketh the knowledge.
For beginners, we're talking about, this is public domain, public knowledge, so I don't feel bad about saying this. We're talking about 3406 Brownsville Road in Pittsburgh. It is the Pittsburgh mailing address, even though it's in Brentwood.
Okay.
So whatever the fuck that means.
Okay, gotcha. I'm with
So
you.
that is the house. It's actually thank you for the compliment on my fade. So that's the house in question. Now I'm gonna jump back in my notes a little bit just to get a little cock tease, if you will, of what might have led to the scenarios at which of which we shall speak this eve. So the first thing I found that is known is in 1792, which, if my studies and my personal knowledge are correct, is the year that the butt plug was created.
Are you making shit up?
No, never once in my life.
I will Wikipedia that shit.
Butt plug established 1792, the same year as the fucking plumbers union. I don't know if either of those is true, but they go together pretty well.
Yes.
So in 1792, a mother and her 3 children were actually killed and scalped by Native Americans,
I did hear that.
supposedly on this property, and they were supposedly also buried on this property.
I did do a little research. I listened to a few podcasts about this, so I wouldn't be completely in the dark. And I did hear this story.
Yeah.
Now, my mother can attest. Apparently, I have Native American blood in me.
Don't we all?
Yeah, it's like Genghis Khan. We're all related. We're all related.
Do you know Genghis Khan, if he was alive today, would be the richest man who has ever lived?
Are you saying he would be richer than Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, if you account for inflation, his dynasty was worth over $100 trillion.
You are an abundance of useless knowledge.
I'm
This
just
is
saying.
why I have you. But I did hear this, and for all the Native Americans listening to this podcast, don't get offended.
We do have one that I know of, the Bigfoot guy. I can't remember his name.
I understand it was a trying time, and we came in, we basically anally raped all of you.
For all of you listening, that's the sound of freedom.
But to kill,
'Cause I'm proud to be an American. Go ahead.
but to do this to a mother and her children,
I don't give a fuck what color your skin
Right.
is or who you pray to or whatever. You're a fucking cockbag.
even in times of war, yes, okay, we were technically the Indians and the
Dude, the fucking
settlers were-
mafia doesn't go after women and children.
Don't
Like,
fuck with the mafia. They have a code at least.
yeah, like most of them do. The
So-
Mexican mafia too. I read that book. Like they fucking whacked a dude because he whacked a baby while he's supposed to be whacking a dude.
There's a lot of whacking going.
Sounds like this house after we kill this podcast. Circle jerk, circle jerk. So anyway, now
Proceed.
Now that story is it's one of those stories that you would think a lot of people would say, oh, it's local legend, it's lore. But apparently there is in historical documents a letter written from Isaac Craig, who was a military officer, to the military information intelligence, which corroborates this story. So it's not an urban legend.
And also, I heard, you might have this in your notes, the guy who is the center of this story actually had the ground penetrating
Yes, I
radar.
have that as well.
Okay, yeah.
So what? And it's not that fucking far fetched anyway, because it was well known in this area that Native Americans were trying to chase off settlers, rightfully so. Because let's be honest here, we're all Americans, and I love America and everything, but it started off on some pretty shaky fucking legs. We got a little fucking twisty. We did some shady shit, and we may or may not have stolen a fuckload of land, possibly an entire country.
There is no doubt.
Might have been handing out smallpox and fucking measles and mumps on fucking on suede fucking like Amazon Basics fucking blankets filled with smallpox and fucking urethral cancer or some shit. I don't fucking guys. Swear to God, I'm gonna eat it if I can get to it. There's a gnat for anybody who's wondering, and he's gonna fucking die.
Obviously, he's thirsty.
He's gonna die like this fucking mom and her 3 kids. Anyway, so.
But have you ever noticed, how come every haunting story has a Native American background? It all starts with the Native Americans.
I mean, we've had that argument. It's because like a lot of it can just be broken down to the fact that like there's just a connection. There's just a more spiritual connection in the Native American community, and if you believe in all this shit, it very well may have something to do with that. But it could also just be a scapegoat.
Right.
They needed somebody to fucking blame, and why not blame the red man that was our enemy when we came to this country, even though it was their fucking country? Bunch of bitches. Not the Native Americans. I'm not a fan I love America, and being American is dope, like compared to most countries. But I fucking hate how this shit started.
For now,
it is such bullshit how this started. But at the same time, how much bullshit is it? It is the nature of man.
Oh, every country in the entire world.
Yeah, as a Japanese American, I really shouldn't even be talking.
Right. I mean, you are the most racist son of bitches ever walked the face of the earth. You Japanese people. You hate everybody.
Nice save. Were you gonna call me a kamikaze? Fucking Tojo.
Oh, but I do I told you this before. I respect the shit out of that, even though you were all hyped up on meth.
Everybody in World War II was hyped up on meth. They handed that shit out as fucking medicine.
But when you run out of bullets, fuck it, use your plane.
I mean, hey,
mad respect for you. I wouldn't. I'm looking for a place to land this bitch.
As a Japanese American, I could say it: tiny dicks, huge balls. Anyway, so there's a secondary possible reasoning to this. So, on top of all that, because that's not good enough or anything. Oh, sidebar to the mother and children. As you said, Bob Cranmer, who we will get into, he hired a ground penetrating radar company to check the grounds around a tree that it was lore that's where the bodies were buried. And sure as fuck, this company at that site, they found a 11 by 6 man-made object at the base of the tree that, by how it came back on the radar and everything like that, they say was concurrent, I don't know, fucking know, was conclusive with what would or could be a excavated man-made burial site. So put that in your pipe and fucking smoke it. But wait, there's more.
Oh, I
because
hope so,
a mother and 3 children being fucking murdered and scalped and buried on their land, that's not enough to make some demon shit happen. So during the construction of the house originally, there was an immigrant worker who, for one, from what I understand, wanted to fuck the wife of the owner of the house that was being built. I guess she was a baddie. I don't know, she's cutie with booty. She had that peach butt.
Was anybody cute back in those days?
No, none of them. They all look like Marilyn Monroe got the shit kicked out of her with like a Texas rodeo championship belt and like fucking one of those American Gladiators things, just covered in fucking like those, just covered in those studs that the edgy kids in high school used to have on their belts.
I've just never seen one of those old time pictures where they were attractive.
Well, it doesn't help that they literally all just go.
Because the photograph steals the soul.
Yeah. And then God forbid you didn't have brown eyes. You had the creepiest fucking eyeballs ever in those pictures.
Yes.
So anyway, this guy wanted to bang the owner's wife, supposedly.
It happens.
And he was also supposedly underpaid or not paid at all. Therefore, this migrant worker cursed the house and was just like, hey, I can't fuck your wife, but fuck you. How about that, Cap? So that's a thing as well. And then let's add yet another story to this fucking story. In the 20s and 30s, Dr. James C. Mahan, take it as you will, he rented a space in this home, and he used that space to perform illegal abortions.
I did hear this, yes.
And at least one woman confirmed died under his care, if you will.
Well, let's use that term very loosely.
And apparently him and his wife were just drunken, slovenly pieces of shit, which is really comforting when you go to get an abortion, especially in a time where abortions aren't supposed to be a thing.
You shall burn in hell, Vicky. You shan't do that. Whore, you hath made baby, now you hath taken baby out, and for now the devil shall sodomize you in hell forever.
Sounds like a party.
Which we'll actually circle back to that a little bit later. There's a detail to that doctor that
I'm all for circling.
Yeah, there's a detail to that doctor that does kind of come up in a relevant manner later. So anyway, back to the 80s and before. We're talking about Bob Cranmer. Nice guy, it seems like. I heard multiple interviews that he did. Great book, The Demon of Brownsville Road. Check it out. It's a great book.
An important man.
He was. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the co-author of that book. I apologize to her. But good book, good read, good listen if you want to do the audiobook option, which I'm stupid, so I do that. So Bob Cranmer was a man of many talents. Now, mind you, we'll start from the beginning of his story with this house. As a child, he grew up in this neighborhood, and he was just fucking obsessed with this house.
Right, yeah.
Like, would stand there on the sidewalk and stare at it and be like, I wonder what it looks like on the inside, not knowing that there's probably just, like, massive amounts of dildos and, like, circle jerks and gangbangs, and his parents probably go there, and his mom got fucking herpes B from that place, and his fucking second sister was born because of that place, you know. Traditional.
Well, the 70s were a wild time.
Traditional neighborhood things.
I don't know how old he is.
So anyway, Bob Cranmer had an obsession with this house, which I have another fact I will touch on later with that makes it a little wonky. But ended up being a fucking stellar stand-up guy.
Veteran?
Yeah, went to college. I have it on the next page. He graduated. I don't remember the university. I didn't write that shit down because I'm fucking bad at this. But he graduated college with a bachelor's in secondary education with, I believe, a minor in history. So he had always been a history buff his whole life, and which is why he loved this house. Right. One of the interviews I heard, he said it just like oozed history, and I was like, you could have fucking said that better. But I see what you're saying, sir.
I mean, I would love if I.
Oh, dude, like an old
when we get our Spotify
colonial
deal, our $100 million Spotify deal, which is happening any day now. I'm just saying.
I'm buying the biggest lasagna noodles ever made.
I'm going to buy this word should not be used in today's society. Apparently,
a plantation.
A plantation. Go to Georgia or some.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about it the other day. I was riding through I was going out to Oxford, going through there, and I was like, dude, I would fucking love to have one of those, like. Even here in Ohio, like one of those out of the way a little bit farmhouses, like it'd be fantastic.
Just a big, large.
I'd just get me a big fucking Mad Max dune buggy and just
1800 house. I mean, just a farmhouse plantation,
but with like the most massive, overpowered AC units ever.
Oh, absolutely, because I ain't doing this shit no more. This summer, it's not happening.
And a walk-in fridge that I would have set up like a beer cave at a fucking gas station, but it would only have Bud Light and American Honey in it. And you'd find me there dead within a week of moving in, really. But, so yeah, Bob Cranmer grew up, went to college, graduated college, went into the Army, worked his way up to being a major in the Army, worked for Army intelligence.
Which, not to interrupt, but that is,
I swear to God, for
an enlisted man to become an officer like that means he's got some smarts.
And he went on to work in military intelligence, which...
So he's no idiot.
You're not an idiot.
And he's not full of shit.
Well, and then he also ended up taking office, as we know, which, fuck, how did I not write that down? So he took, county, he also did sales marketing for AT&T.
Well, fuck him twice then. Fuck AT&T.
I think I got it. And then he was, eventually, I think the high point of his political career was he was elected county commissioner of Allegheny County, which is the second most populated county in the state of Pennsylvania behind Philadelphia County, and also the home of the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
No, it's not.
You gotta ruin all of my fucking zingers.
Trans-Allegheny is in West Virginia.
I know, but you gotta fucking ruin all of my shit.
I heard a podcast, I won't mention any names, that they said this. No. Trans-Allegheny is in West Virginia.
I know, I just figured maybe it'd fucking get somebody's attention.
But it's based on...
Because I want to go there, actually.
Because I heard this podcast, and I said, no, it's not.
I know, so did I. But I wrote it down. I was like, "Fuck it, that's a trigger word." Everybody that likes ghosts loves hearing Trans-Allegheny or
it's a
fucking
little south of there in another state,
300 miles south-ish. Something
I know
like that.
because I've been by it.
It's
my
fucking
mother
weird.
Can attest.
It's fucking weird looking.
Oh yeah,
it's creepy as fuck. Like,
I had family lived just a few miles from there.
I want to go.
Maybe one day we'll take a road trip.
I'll go crazy. I don't give a fuck. You can lock me in the morgue. I don't give a shit. You know me.
Yeah, you are a bit fucking crazy.
Yeah. So
you
anyway,
wear Bart Simpson on a shirt.
Bart Simpson that looks like he's on fucking acid. Walmart. Check it out. So anyway, yeah. And on top of that, as became county commissioner of Allegheny County. He went after shitty community policies. He fucking went after corrupt asshole politicians. He was a activist for equality amongst race and religion and shit like that in his county. Like, fucking top-notch stellar dude. I swear to God. This
Ignore the
motherfucker.
gnat.
Well, if it would fuck with you, I'm the one that's got to do
It
the
was
talking.
fucking with me, but
Good. You deserve it. So
Hey.
anyway,
Listen, Needle Dick,
Needle's giving it a lot of credit.
I owe you.
Maybe like the pin head of a needle. You know
I
what I'm
owe
saying?
you after the Thursday shit show. I'm coming at you hard.
I would hope that you only come at me hard. We're in love. Shit. So, again, as I was saying earlier, Bob Cranmer always had a connection to this house, and like as a kid would sit there and fucking stare at it from the street,
Right.
but never had the fucking his little tiny child nuts weren't big enough to go look inside because he always wanted to know what it looked like on the inside.
Hey, I have good news. I think we're still actually up on Instagram. So
Give it 5 fucking minutes.
We haven't been blocked.
So he would never do that. So he always had that what do you want to call it? That inkling of something in him that was just still curious about that house.
He was drawn to that house.
Yes, which gets deeper because apparently he was told by what they called a Christian mystic that worked for the archdiocese of, I guess, Pittsburgh, that he was predestined to deal with the evil that dwelled within that house. And there was a reason why he always felt that connection to that house. Take that for what you want.
Predestination.
Yeah. So, like he was meant to. Like he was supposed to get in that house, and he was meant to do so from the beginning. He was supposed to like I don't know if it was always take ownership or have something to do with it, or like go up and like sodomize the little dryer ventilation thing, or like I don't know.
Well, you have to have a big unit to sodomize the dryer.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Because that son of a bitch is that big around.
I'm just saying if he drops that thun in there and just shakes that house to its foundation.
I'm lucky if I could sodomize an outlet.
Don't tempt
The
me.
bottom ground, I could,
Oh no, mine's oblong anyway. I'd take the top. So, again, Bob graduated college as a young man, went off to the military and joined the army. He wanted to be all he could be, and he earned multiple commendations and awards and medals and shit like that. All the good American stuff. So after the military, Bob and his family were living their best life and just doing things that normal families do. When his mother, which she's the fucking blame for all this shit, contacts him, and all she says to him is, your house is going on the market. And apparently he instantly knew exactly what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Because they were already looking to move back to the area, I guess.
Yeah, because I believe at this time, if I remember correctly from what I listened to, they were actually in Kentucky.
I didn't
Yeah, he was
see
stationed in Kentucky toward the end of his...
Yeah, I don't know. I like vaguely listened to the audiobook and shit like that.
I didn't...
I had to work and shit. Like, how I do my research.
Honestly, I cheated and just hit a few podcasts.
You know how I do my research. I listen to a bunch of shit and then I just pound out my fucking notes.
Well, we half-ass everything around here.
I mean, we get the information, though. Luckily, it's because we mostly talk about shit that we already know about. So, anyway... So his house. His mom called it your house. It's up. So jump to 1988. Bob, his wife Lisa, and their 4 kids moved in after Bob bought the house.
So you got to tell the story about the house.
I get to that.
Okay, get to that.
Don't you worry.
That's clue number 1 to walk the fuck away.
Well, and this lead up, I put it in this order for a reason, because his wife, even after the purchase, should have laid a fucking egg in his brain that did something. So, because she was saying this before they bought it. His wife was like asking him, like, dude, why the fuck are we buying a 3-story house that's basically a baby mansion?
Right.
Like the house in the thumbnail that we have up in the house on the Instagram post, that's a picture of the actual house.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, I went.
Damn.
Travi did some work. I got the actual house, removed the background, put a demon behind it, and all that shit. That demon.
Follow us on Instagram, and you would have got that, or Facebook, or Twitter. I shared all that shit today.
I put it on my Facebook story. I put it on fucking Snapchat.
And, by the way, since we're live on, not to just you fuckers that keep replying, wanting us to advertise or promote.
Oh my god!
Eat a dick.
I'm gonna start
Eat all the
replying
dick.
to him and be like, "What's the fucking signing bonus? Let's talk fucking cheddar here, you piece of shit."
Every freaking post we post.
Promote it on Reality Records.
Promote it on my ass. Anyway, proceed. I'm sorry.
So yeah, she was always wondering why the fuck they bought this big ass house, and like, as you said, which I will jump to now. Bob made an offer on the house, and he, as you do when you're purchasing a house or something like that, or a car even, you lowball.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the way you do it.
And they highball, and you meet in the middle.
So he lowballed, and they took his offer, like off rip. Now, let's fucking talk about that for a second. Some things that are too good to be true are too fucking good to be true.
Exactly.
And let's be real. When you go to a house that is that old and you go, hey, you want $4 million for this house. And you say, okay, I'll give you $15, 2 packs of cigarettes, and a reach around. And they go, fucking deal, bud. That's a fucking... That's foreshadowing of something bad happening. Somebody got murdered there. You're gonna get murdered there. There's a demon. There's a goddamn There's a fucking chalupa-cabra. There's a fucking I don't even know. There's a Bigfoot with a fucking battle axe. I don't know. Something bad's gonna happen in that house.
All I know is there's something wrong in Denmark when they take your lowball offer.
You gotta fucking think before you act, Bob. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit directly. I've heard interviews with him. He sounds like a nice guy. Got a lot of shit over this book and this story, actually.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that a little bit. You bought an old house for hella cheap that should have been way more expensive, and you ended up getting fucked for it. Shocker. I don't understand where the thought process is that you're surprised by any of this.
It depends on what your definition of fucked is.
We'll get into fucked. And let's be honest, that's some white people shit. It's just like when people are like, that house is haunted, and the next thing you see the regular white nuclear family just moving in with smiles on their faces.
If that family was of color, you're taking our lowball offer. What the fuck's going on?
Within reason, there are people that are weird. I have, some lineage that is not of the Caucasian background, and I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. You gonna let me rent that for $20 a month? I'll stay there. There's a demon. I don't give a fuck. What is that? It's a demon.
Raccoons in the fucking. I think we got squirrels because he was really going crazy.
Excellent. So we move on. They buy the house. They move in.
Oh my God! Look at the house of our dreams.
A fun fact that I heard from my hour of research.
Fuck you! An hour? You did? I was writing. Dude, my hand was cramping.
Hey, I put in my work the past 3 weeks, motherfucker.
That's fair.
What shit? You threw fireball at me. What was I gonna say? Oh,
they moved in. Low ball offer.
Fuck, I'll think of it later. Fuck it.
This is what I'm here for. So, jump ahead a little bit. Bob's doing some landscaping, wanting to make it all pretty, planting some flowers, planting some sativas and some indicas, and he's some poppy seeds for the herons. So while he's digging in doing landscaping to his new house that he loves so much, he finds a fucking metal box buried there.
That's never a good sign.
And it has a rosary and crosses and shit like that in it.
You might as well have a sign that says, "Get the fuck
Yeah, because that's a great idea. So what does he do? He contacts the former owners, and pretty much from my understanding, all the former owners said was, hey, bud, you're going to want to put that back.
Did you didn't cover, did you hear the story about when they looked at the house originally? About his son?
Yes.
On the third?
I have that in there.
Okay. Okay.
I threw that in with the when the paranormal shit starts to pop off.
Okay.
But yeah,
but that's just so you guys know who are watching and
it's
listening.
coming. That's what she said.
Shit was popping off when they looked at the house before they even bought it. When they walked through the house, this is
true.
That's how bad this fucking place is.
So yeah, I find that hilarious though. He contacted the former owners about this fucking Chalupa. You're such a pussy. About this fucking box with crucifixes or rosaries and shit in it, and they basically just said, "Just put it back. Don't you worry about that, Bob. Just put it back, you piece of shit. Put it back now, or I will fuck your life up." So anyway,
apparently that's what happened.
Yeah, that's a fucking that's a great start. They take your lowball offer. we'll talk about the story in a minute because,
Okay.
like I said, I kind of grouped all the paranormal shit together.
Okay.
And like, and then you find that, and they tell you to just put it back. Like, just suck it up, Bob. I know that's the house of your dreams, but sell that shit, make $2,000 on it, and go get a fucking condo like a normal person.
Go get a ranch somewhere.
Right? Go get Hank Hill's house in Arlen, Texas, that doesn't fucking exist.
Hank Hill from Goodfellas? Who the fuck's Hank Hill?
No, you're thinking Hank Hill.
Oh, I'm thinking Henry Hill. My bad.
Henry Hill. What the fuck? Close. Oh, my weed whacker.
I'm like, what? I was like, what the fuck you bring Goodfellas into this shit for?
Goodfellas is a great fucking Goodfellas. This is a fucking great movie.
Oh, absolutely.
So next we jump forward even more.
All right.
Here we go. Now we're getting into the good stuff. What you were bringing up.
Okay.
Again, back in time. But again, I put all the paranormal shit together because that's what we're here for. During the walkthrough of this fucking house, Bob was in the basement with the former owners, and his son Bobby Jr. just kind of wandered off, which and then the current owner, before they sold it to Bob, said you should keep a better eye on your children. Two things to that. One, don't ever fucking say that to a parent.
In their defense, this is 1988. Back in 88, you could spank somebody else's kids.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but nobody, as far as I know, nobody ever told somebody else how to parent their kids. It didn't get a fucking sideways
I
look.
do it all the time. Just in my head.
Exactly. And then there's also the fact that, like, is that just a little bit of a warning? I want to know what the lady's face looked like when she said that. She's just, like, terrified. You should really watch your kids better, Bob.
Janice, shut the fuck up.
You should really watch your kids better, Bob. I used to have kids.
Here's the keys. I'm out.
I had kids before we bought this goddamn house. Shit. So, Bobby Jr., who had some early on developmental things with his speech and stuff like that. So he wasn't really...
He's the oldest, right?
I think.
Right.
I've got a lot of shit packed up in this noggin right now about this story. And it is not all coming out straight right now, but it's okay.
Lay off the alcohol.
I was about to take another one just because of why not.
But
Anyway, so...
hour and 15 minutes will be...
That's the point.
Okay.
So, Bobby Jr. was found just hysterically crying at the top of the stairs.
Second floor.
Yes.
Which plays a big role.
Yes.
Okay.
So, found hysterically crying, just fucking like... that shit.
As fucking kids do.
Yeah.
Little
So,
pain in the asses.
but while they were going up the stairs to get him, Bob heard the former owner kind of under his breath say, "I wish we knew what we know now about this house." Third fucking red flag there, Bobby boy.
Obviously, he's not picking up on this shit.
Yeah. You turn around and you go, "My son is crying hysterically. You just said something about wishing you knew something about this house. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna go get a Happy Meal for this whiny little shit."
And you're taking my lowball offer? How many fucking hints did this fucker need?
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking ridiculous. Like at that point, you get your check from the owner. Like you get your check. You tell the owner, "Fuck off" with a knight's glove, and you just fist him in the butthole with the knight's glove that is just surrounded by razor blades, and then you kick his wife in the cooter and you fucking get out of there.
You said cooter.
You like that? That's my one somewhat censorship because we'll be honest, I originally wanted to say kick her in the pussy. I'm sure they didn't hear that.
That'd be a great name for a band.
Yeah. Or a presidential candidate. Anywho's it's so
2024.
Yeah. Fuck off, yeah. So the as we see it, the first fuck shit that was noticed by Bob when he moved into this place. Oh shit, I can run both of those at the same time. Sweet.
Holy shit, we are just
modern
fucking technology.
So the first thing he noticed was the pull string for a light in the closet.
Yes, I heard the story and I'm like, I appreciate you I'll get you. I'll give my opinion.
Well, from what I understand, he like experimented with it and he didn't like.
Well, the story,
like, he wasn't like just yank because we all know you can yank those motherfuckers and they get all tangled up and shit.
And that's what was happening. From what I heard, he yelled at his wife, "Say, hooker,
God damn it, Lisa!
pay attention. Don't just yank it.
Stop being a fucking dick."
It's not my penis. Don't yank it. Gentle."
Well, don't yank either, really. So, and then like other little shit that's pretty synonymous with these situations. Water being turned on for no fucking reason. Footsteps throughout the house, banging in the walls.
Which is called rodents, but that's beside the
Yeah,
point.
you know.
Or gnats.
Fucker.
They're not orbs. They're gnats.
I'm
getting wet.
Jesus Christ.
This is. I'm actually enjoying. I'm gonna do this more often. I'm about half shit faced, and I ain't doing shit. Anyway, okay, go ahead. We are sponsored by this nasty ass beer that I hate,
I mean, you had your choice.
but 2 fireballs later, it all tastes the
It's
same.
not bad. So, anyway, fuck, asshole. So later on, the kids hear a door slamming, and then when they went to investigate this door, they said that the room was just fucking ice cold. They could see their breath when they walked in, and one of the kids had a friend with him, and the friend opened the door to the stairs and was quote unquote attacked by a black mass.
That ran through them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said it like the only way he could describe it was the Grim Reaper. It was a big black mass.
Do we really know what the Grim Reaper looks like?
Jax Teller.
Did he have a sickle?
Looks like Charlie Hunnam.
Hey, that's a damn good looking man.
I mean, yeah, I'd fuck him.
Oh, I let him do whatever he wanted to me, and I'm straighter than an arrow.
Put that. So, so all this shit started with the kids as far as seeing
As it always does.
manifestations of stuff. So Bobby Jr. would actually sleep in a closet instead of his bedroom because he was scared of that shit. I don't know what the fuck that says. But anyway, he would sleep in a bedroom with the light, or in a closet with the light on, instead of sleeping in his bedroom.
Well, from what I heard, his bedroom was one of the epicenters, the blue room.
Yes.
Which
Because the blue room was used as a room for one or more of the boys in this family over time. Because they lived in this house for fucking ever. I think he still has ownership of it.
He still lives in it.
Well, but I guess that's fine now.
Wow. But apparently the boy, Bobby Jr., I guess, instead of sleeping in that room, well, he slept in the room, but he'd sleep in the closet. He would not sleep in his bed. He'd sleep in the closet.
Yeah.
The parents of the year, I might add, hence the sarcasm, would actually went and got one of those, baby mattresses, and put it in the closet for him.
Can you see that? I'm just spamming the shit out of the like button on the Instagram live stream. It's gone now. I did it about 400
Oh, I
times.
see him going down the bottom.
Yeah. It's the little
Hey.
things in life.
We're not above it.
So at this point,
Self-promotion.
shit starts happening, and
The
by
shit's
this
getting
point, they
real.
started being able to this spirit, as whatever you want to call it at this point, would manifest itself as a shadow figure or a smell of burnt rubber and sulfur, which is never good.
Which is common, though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it usually doesn't bode well.
This is nothing new when it comes to paranormal, or I hate to use the word demon, but
Yeah.
demonic type. What is
I mean, yeah,
related
that-
as
that-
demonic?
That connotation is always going to be there. So Bob could actually track and follow the spirit by the smell. It would move from room to room, and he could follow it and track it through the house.
Maybe he's just tracking somebody with gas.
Yeah, maybe so. Like
Maybe Bobby Jr.'s got gas. Ate fucking.
somebody just took a huge shit, and it's just working its way all through the house.
He did, or he took a fart. He farted. And,
He took a fart.
He took a fart.
All right, you sound like the guy. You sound like fucking Mean Gene from the Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah.
From the Andre the Giant documentary. We said the sound of Andre taking a fart.
But maybe Bobby Jr. farted. Maybe it was a little wet, and he was just walking through the house, and that's what he was following.
It very well could be.
I'm just saying.
No, I
Hey,
mean, you need to change your child's diet if that's what his fucking asshole smells like, or tell you we're not going to go down that road.
Oh, we will go down all roads.
So anyway, like by this time, he figured all this shit starts happening. Bob would actually track the demon by its stink and quote unquote fight it.
Fight
he would
it.
follow it. He would chase it around the house and fight it with like scripture and prayer and shit like that. And as Phil said before, very often this demon, quote unquote, would be found in the blue room.
The blue room.
And Bob's son recounted a story from his childhood of being home alone sick, and he heard what he says sounded like a bagpipe playing. And he said it got louder and louder until his door opened and there was a dark figure, and it like hopped across through his room and just stood at the foot of his bed and then left.
So what are we saying? He hopped? So is it...
Or skipped. I heard skipped as well.
Peter Cottontail fucking Scottish playing bagpipes?
Yeah, why not? It's his life. It's his world. We're just living on it. So, so it hops over to his bed, the foot of his bed, and just kind of stands there and then leaves. And then following that, he saw a figure run past his doorway, followed by what he said was a hand coming from the sleeve of that dark figure into his room, and that instantly turned into him being a little pussy,
of course,
and getting scared. And he did what all kids do, and he fucking pulled his blanket over his head
because that
to
works.
Cover his eyes. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess, when you're a kid. So in response to that, this entity then took the blanket and ripped it out of his hands, and apparently it just kind of flew backwards and neatly folded by his feet.
Well, at least he folded it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a polite demon, at least. And then it was just hovering over him with no facial features, and he didn't tell anybody but the priests about this story, who said that the smaller spirit was a ghost and the larger one had that smaller ghost under its control in order to scare him. And while he was being hovered over by the Grim Reaper, there was what he said was like if you took like a light bulb as a human body and had no features to it, there was also that, and apparently that was a guardian angel there to protect him.
Okay.
There's a lot to digest in that story. Yes.
And I've been drinking, apparently, as documented on the live stream.
Apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know.
You lost me at light.
Mind you, this was a kid, too.
So is he fatter than fuck?
Like us? What the fuck does that say?
This has went downhill and off the rails.
I mean, we don't have shit for viewers, so, like, fuck it. Love everybody that's here, though. Gonzo's not here. That's fucking weird.
He's probably pissed at you.
I'm sorry. I had to work fucking, 12 hours.
I know. Yeah.
And he never fucking got a hold of me. So, anyway.
Well, he can't be too pissed. I think he commented on your fucking thing today.
Oh, yeah. He messaged me the other day, too. So, anyway.
And by the way, our researcher isn't here. She's about to get fucking fired.
I sent her the link. Anyway.
If you listen to this, our researcher, you're officially fired.
Phil's butthurt. So I want to preface a lot of this. It's a post face because I've already talked about the kids a little bit. But Bob's sons, one of whom has passed away at this point.
Yes.
They did, from what I understand, have I was just trying to kill the bug was on it. They did have some mental stuff going on. One of them had bipolar disorder.
Yes.
There was his son Charlie, I guess there was some self-harm going on in his younger years. So that's,
and I believe the wife is institutionalized.
Which, I mean, none of that is, you're not going to catch us sitting here making jokes about any of that. No, that fucking sucks. And that's real life shit.
And here's the thing. Was the house the cause of these issues, or were these issues?
Which is a big question on all the fucking Amazon reviews and shit like that of this book.
And this is shit we will never know. We cannot know. Did the house cause these issues, or were these issues, or did these issues, these people who had these issues coming into it, drew in,
or was it the fluoridated water and the chemtrails because they're turning the fucking frogs gay? Shout out Alex Jones. Find him on nothing but other people's podcasts now because he got canceled super hard.
I think he still has his.
It's all Patreon or something like that.
Website,
his website maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. I just wanted to throw that in there because I feel like that's It adds a chapter to the book, if you
but
will.
it's it's very. It adds a level to this that you can't really. What's the words I'm looking for?
Finger. I put a finger on.
Oh, shit.
You don't have to drink one.
Oh,
I just feel it's rude for me not to grab
I'm a
you.
pussy.
I'm the one that's got to drive.
That's true. I just got to go walk 30 feet that way and crash.
I'm fine. It's beautiful. So, after this, stuff kept getting weird. Excuse me. Stuff kept getting weird after this point. The family would go around and they would place crucifixes and holy items places as a defense mechanism, and they would then find these crucifixes in places that they did not leave them, and oftentimes they would be bent in half.
I was kind of confused about this story. Which did you do? I heard one. I listened to 2 different episodes or 2 different podcasts about this. One, basically, they said it was bent in half while they were wearing it.
There was that too.
And then the other one I heard,
and there was also saying that they were taken off of their bodies while they were asleep, and not unclasped, like they fell off or something like that, and they would be on like the headboard. Yeah. So there was multiple stuff going on with these religious items, and then jump to 2003. Bob and one of his sons got into an altercation after Bob told him. I guess his son went into Bob's bathroom and like fucking dirtied it up and shit. So Bob went and told his son to clean it up, and his son fucking just came at him like a spider monkey, and appropriately so. Some people disagree with me, but Bob, as that boy's father, whooped his ass, and actually ended up getting arrested.
Yes,
but charges were dropped. Cheers to that. Cheers to parents. And then,
oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good night.
As far as shit involving his kids, he was with his son.
Stop. How drunk are we? Jesus Christ. Neither one of us can hit the fucking
I only missed one, I think.
There's 2 on your side.
I can't count. So, as far as I know, I believe this story also involved him and his son. I think his son was here for this as well. A CD was thrown across the room and shattered against the wall, and it had burn marks on it.
Right. And for you youngsters that follow us and listen to us, CDs, if that would have hit that motherfucker,
yeah,
it's like a fucking
you've been gashed
Chinese
good,
or Japanese or Chinese, whatever star.
A ninja star. He said, "Regular can of backy," says you. No, says I. A ninja star.
I mean, that could have slid.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up hard. So, the only sidebar I have to that is it got thrown at the wall, shattered into pieces. There was burn marks on it, and I hope to fuck that it was a Nickelback CD.
Oh god damn! Here you and your Nickelback.
Fuck Nickelback.
They got some good songs. I don't give a fuck what you say.
You like Kid Rock.
I love Kid Rock.
When he was still okay.
Devil Without a Cause.
That's like his one good album.
Exactly. I mean, Cocky was all right, but that was downhill.
Yeah. That stupid fucking album cover.
You know what? Speaking of Kid Rock, you know what his downfall was?
Anal.
No, Sheryl Crow. Look what she did to...
I took your picture today.
Kid Rock went downhill after her. Lance Armstrong went downhill after her.
Damn. We need to do an episode on that.
I think she's a demon.
Sheryl Crow, famous cock killer. No? But yeah, fuck Nickelback. Anyway. So, at this point, I guess Bob had enough, officially. I'm going to catch that little fuck eventually. So Bob reached out to the church, believing that he had been dealing with a demonic entity by this point. And we're talking like other shit that happened. Well, the walls started bleeding.
Yes.
Like at the point where the wall and the roof met, and we're talking about some pretty tall walls in comparison to a lot of modern day houses.
Right,
to the point, like, and it was not on the roof, so it's not like somebody splashed the shit up there. You're fucked if you try to do that. It's not going to work like that. So, so the family started holding mass and saying scripture, which apparently the former owners, when they were doing the walkthrough, also told Bob. He was like, "I love this fucking living room," and they were like, "Yeah, we held mass in here." How many fucking red flags do you need, dick face?
If we're counting at home, that's 4 so far.
That's 2 just in the walkthrough.
I thought we were 4. Price, son.
Yeah, but I mean the price is arguable. You know what I mean? The price you're automatically going to be blinded by the price thing. When you want a house, you know what I mean? If you offer $100,000 on a $300 house, you're automatically going to be like, I don't give a fuck. Ghosts, murderers, fucking, you can leave your fucking grandma too. I don't give a shit. I'm going to fucking kill her anyway. Old bitch.
Yeah, old hoochie.
So, because of this reading of scripture and holding of mass within the house, the spirits would get all pissy and the family would find their pictures turned sideways. I do believe it was mostly religious pictures. Yeah, this stream is not going to have the best watch time, but that's mostly my fault because my work schedule butt fucked us.
It's all right. It's good. We're going to get back to normal. We're all right. We
God,
got
I hope
Instagram.
so. Jesus Christ. There's one. I think it's me.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you one bit, sir.
It looked like we had a bunch of comments.
I don't see them.
Well, look at the fucking...
I think that's just people joining and then leaving.
Well, fuck you if you left.
Love you. Just kidding. We love you.
I will bring down Instagram.
This is the stuff we need to cut out of the fucking podcast.
Fuck no. We're leaving this shit on.
So, as you said earlier, a lot of the activity was focused around what they called the blue room, which was just a bedroom for the kid, for 2 of the boys at one point and 1 at another one. It had blue walls and a blue carpet in it, hence the blue room. Now, Bobby Jr.'s bipolar episodes and aggression were like just exasperated by tenfold by being in this room.
Right.
When he was in this room, it was worse. So at this point, Bob called a man that went by Father Ron. Father Ron is an ongoing character in this. Pretty much, there's, from what I have in my notes, there's basically 2 fathers within this story that are the main players in all this shit. So, and when he called him, couldn't get a hold of him. When he called back, he warned Bob about the blue room, told him to spread salt in all corners of the house, and that he also told him that he needs to cover the mirror at the top of the stairs. And this motherfucker had never been in the house.
Right. But let's be honest.
I mean, he's basically Professor Xavier with a fucking priest collar.
But let's be rational here. Okay, salt has always been kind of, which I don't understand.
Oh yeah, no, it's really just
fucking hypertensive and have high blood pressure. Is that why salt plays a part?
I guess.
But who doesn't have a fucking, at this time frame, mirror at the top of the stairs?
Oh. I mean, well, by this time it's the 2000s.
Even in the 2000s.
I've never had a mirror at the top of my stairs in any house I've ever lived in.
Okay, maybe it's just me. Fuck me, I'm the asshole.
You vain piece of shit. You just want to look at yourself all the time.
Oh, I do. When you're this pretty, you have to.
Fair enough. But like I said, he'd never fucking been here. He's right. Professor Xavier of the priestesses.
Did he have that fucking shit on his head?
Cerebro?
Yes. Or whatever the fucking
No, it was in his collar.
I thought that thing he
No, I'm saying, like, this Father Ron's was in his collar. Microtechnology. It's the Vatican. They can do whatever they want. So,
fuck with the Vatican.
Right. Father Ron told Bob that he had it from higher authority that he could not physically go to the house, but he would help him in any way he could.
Did he say why he couldn't physically go?
No, he just said that somebody above him in the archdiocese told him that he cannot physically go to that house. Nothing good would come of him physically, like, entering that household to try to help them.
Whoa.
I don't know if that was like some kind of nonchalant threat on the priest himself or if it was just going to make it worse for the family. I don't know. And then also a psychic medium whose name I believe was Connie. Yes, a psychic medium / Catholic intuitive named Connie. She also told Bob that a man with a cane and a limp performed abortions in the blue room. Which that adds up.
It happened,
and
apparently.
that his assistant would dispose of the blood and shit like that in the tub, I think, across the hallway from the blue room. And Connie also knew about and told him about the wood furnace in the basement where the remains of the babies that were aborted in later term were burned. And apparently this area was also infested with demonic activity.
Okay.
So we're getting deeper here. For the first time in my adult life, I'm getting deeper. So Bob's daughter and her husband and their baby moved into the third floor of the house after a while, which the third floor, from everything I saw and read and heard, was like the safe zone. Like, I guess the third floor, nothing really was happening. It was kind of chill up there, and like, so he was okay with his daughter and them moving into the third floor.
Because are we at the point where they moved back in? His daughter moved back, married with kid.
Yeah.
Well, because the demon knows you have to go to the second floor to get to the first floor.
Yeah,
the demon's not fucking smart. He's just lazy.
Yeah, stupid piece
They'll
of
come to
shit.
me.
So, because like I said, Bob was cool with this. He figured to be all right because the third floor hadn't seen much activity up to this point.
Right.
So, one day her husband, I guess, was walking through the third floor and he saw what he thought was his wife leaning over the crib, checking on the baby. And when he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" The dark figure that was standing over the baby's crib, like, took off into the wall where there was a crawl space of some sort. Just disappeared. Gone. He gone. And then immediately after that, he goes and tells Bob. Bob calls the church for help, and then they send 3 priests, which fucking partay. And
You gotta have a lot of little boys to satisfy 3 priests.
Good thing he had multiple sons. So, Bob's grandson, Colin, was like 2.5 years old, and they found him later on crying hysterically again, just balled up, screaming, "The monster's gonna get me," just outside the door of the blue room. Yeah. This story is like, if it is just a story, it's a fucking good story. If all this shit really happened, that fucking blows. Agent ED57, what's up, buddy? So at this point, they brought in the church, sent more help, and they started breaking shit down, and they put a name to what was going on, what was happening here, and it was Malak.
The demon Malak.
Yeah, not the Malak that I knew of. Different spelling.
Well, I mean, that could get confusing.
Well, I've heard of Malok. This is Molock. Moloch.
Oh, for
Molosh. So a little bit about Malak, if you care to fucking join.
Not really.
Apparently, Agent ED57's got no sound. Maybe that's why we don't have anybody listening to this shit. Wait, hold on. Sorry, podcast listeners.
Hello?
Yeah, there's no sound on the Instagram.
Well, ain't that a bitch?
I don't know what to do about that.
It should be.
That sounds like a you thing. You're the tech guy.
I tested everything and without going live, but my bad. I guess I can remove that then.
I guess. Fuck. That was a waste of time. Sorry, Agent. Hold on. Let me fucking... I'll send him the YouTube link. How about that?
Send the YouTube link. I tell you what, I'm going to get up and fucking...
Just voice it out real quick and be like, I'm the doctor. Sorry, guys. We're, all I saw was you're just staring into the fucking camera. You old man that so well. Oh my god, that was great.
Ain't that a bitch?
Well, fuck, we fucked that one up, didn't we?
Oh well.
Goddamn technology.
I
And it doesn't
try.
help that we've got you who isn't a spring chicken, if you will, and I'm not saying that in a
Bite me.
bad
I
way.
tested.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm fucking 31. I don't know how any of that shit
I
works.
recorded a video and everything and played it back and I had sound.
Did we lose a subscriber?
For what?
Since we started this, I thought we had 358 before this.
No, 357 last I saw.
357. Bow, bow, bitch. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ.
God damn. So anyway, back in the saddle here. Fuck. We're gonna talk about a little background on Moloch, the demon. Moloch was a false god that Israel worshipped during their state of apostasy, and followers of Moloch had a metal statue of him that had just a svelte, fucking sexy washboard ab man body, and the head of like a elk or a deer, something like some type of a animal with the hornies. And what they would do with this metal statue is they would heat it up until it was glowing red, and then they would put their newborn babies in the arms of the statue so that they could then burn to death.
Well, fuck me twice.
Yeah, so we're starting off pretty hot here, considering that whole thing. You're putting babies on a fucking metal statue to let them burn to death. That's a fucking good start for some sneaky fuckery in your home. Anyway, that's a little background on the demon Moloch. Moving forward, people in the house were seeing the figure, hearing footsteps. They're being scratched, bitten, stuff like that. Bob would get so fucking mad that he would yell at this demon, because that's gonna help at all with anything ever. And Bob's wife actually at one point found some nasty ass fucking trail of stuff on the floor that she said smelled like afterbirth and piss mixed together.
Was it that time of the month?
I don't think it would smell like that though. That's a pretty specific smell, my friend. So I found this one kind of funny. Bob and his family would put on Passion of the Christ.
I know.
To force, and then they also, his wife came up with the idea they would put fucking mirrors in front of the TVs to like bounce, so that like no matter what corner the demon might be hiding in, it had to watch the Passion of the Christ.
Well, it was that shitty.
It was a horrible fucking movie.
Yeah, it was that shitty of a fucking movie.
Oh damn, we're just over about an hour and 10, and we're almost done. I'm on to my last page.
Good.
Yeah, this one went by quick. So a paranormal group from Penn State investigated.
Oh, let's get to these fucktards.
Oh, do we want to have a little rant about that?
Oh God,
we can have a little rant about that. Do you think it was Ryan Buell at the time? Of PRS of Paranormal State fame?
This was a team that came in back in the early 2000s.
Which is about the time period that Ryan Buell and Paranormal State was a thing on TV on A&E.
A&E.
Because I used to watch it
I
in my younger years of the paranormal.
I remember. It was basically ghost hunters, ghost adventures came along.
And Star Trek, because of how they would just show B-roll of the fucking house with the sun going down. This family's tormented by a being that nobody understands or can see. I'm really worried about them. I've brought in the help of a psychic medium, Chip Coffee, to do a walkthrough. Chip knows nothing about what's going on. Something terrible happened here, Ryan. Or the other girl. What's the other girl?
Well, okay.
The Vamper?
Here, you had Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, and then Paranormal State came after. They were the big three.
Yeah.
Paranormal State, the ugliest fucking paranormal investigating group of all time.
I mean, they were college kids. Well, most of them were college kids. I'm pretty. Ryan Buell was not. He's also kind of a sack of shit, from what I understand.
I mean, when Katrina Weidman or whatever her name is the best looking one, you're a bunch of ugly motherfuckers.
That coming from us, the two of us, that
I'm a good
do
looking
this
motherfucker.
Shit.
Oh my, wow.
Yeah, we're fucked.
We're not even going to comment on that.
I mean, it's a different night, and you know what I mean. I wasn't expecting a bunch of people to be in here live.
But like you said, it jumps around.
Well, maybe we get back to a fucking schedule again. Oh, that watch time fucking sucks too. Anyway, fuck it.
What can you do?
That's why we have
the
alcohol.
Ugliest team, but fuck, we might as well just get fucking butt crazy.
What? You want to run that one by me one more time? You want to maybe rephrase that, buddy?
Fuck no, who gives a shit? Nobody's listening.
Oh,
to this.
now who's reaching for the fireball?
I'm like Bob Euchre. Nobody's listening to this shit anyway.
Now who's reaching for the fireball? If I crash and die on my way home,
Well, yeah.
it's because we're in Hamilton, because I'm not drunk. We both know I can drink fucking light beer and whiskey all night.
No, but
Actually, really, anymore, it's the fucking beer that gets me.
Paranormal State was the worst of them all because they gave us chip coffee. I want to thank fucking.
See, but it's another one of those things that, like, as somebody who enjoyed that, and I'll still watch it if I see it. It's good TV. From the standpoint of like expecting reality and scientific theory and stuff like that, as far as we can use it in our realm, no, it's not. But like, it does make for interesting television. You know what I mean? Just like Ghost Adventures. Like, I don't think Ghost Adventures, everything they say is fucking the word of God. But it's interesting.
You blasphemous motherfucker.
Zach Nutsack Baggins?
You know, nobody's listening to this shit. We might as well get drunk and fuck.
I mean, we don't have enough alcohol to get drunker than fuck.
Shit, we only got 2 of those left?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I barely got a buzz.
Well, I haven't eaten all day, so.
Neither have I.
Well, fuck you twice. I'm a lightweight. I'm old.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't, like, talking shit. I'm just saying, like, there's not enough alcohol for us to get fucked up drunk. Watch, I'm going to get up to go to the bathroom after we finish this. I'm just going to fucking... Yeah, I'm going to go face first into the corner of the desk.
I will laugh my dick off.
Ooh. So, I don't know who was a part of that investigation team. I don't know if it was Ryan B.
I
whatever
think
the
this
fuck.
was actually before they got the TV show, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
might have been, but I think
it
he might have started that shit.
Oh, yeah. I think he actually, I believe it.
I never believed in ghosts until I came face to face with one.
Oh, God. Fuck him. Twice.
So and then on top of that, a clairvoyant came in, and the clairvoyant told them that something in the center of about something in the center of the house.
Out of everything in this story, this is the most interesting.
This one's fucking creepy. So she told him about something in the going on with the center of the house. So Bob goes on an adventure in his own home, finds a small area, like a crawl space.
In that closet that we started
this story. With the light
pulling.
Finds a little, well, I mean, I'm sure he knew it was there. But like, and then I believe the story goes he popped up a floorboard and found some of his kids' Legos and things from the former owners.
Yes.
Multiple different things.
Right.
And then there was Bob also found a small room with a log. Yeah, just a log with a name carved in it in German.
Adolf?
I don't know, but you're freaking Chalupa Cabra out over there. So he finds this log, and then he gets rid of the log. And then I believe about 2 years later, he just happens to be, doing something around the house, and at the bottom of the stairs is the log.
That's okay. That's a little freaky.
Yeah. If that's true, that's freaky as fuck. And the presumption is that log was put there by the worker who had been underpaid or not paid that put a curse on the house.
Bastard.
Yeah. Sprechen Sie dick.
Nobody's watching, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
We can say whatever the fuck we
So,
want.
and this actually comes to a culmination very quickly, and it comes to a fucking resolution very quickly. So priests started performing mass in the basement. And at the end, Bob said this was the first time that Bob said he physically saw this entity himself. Everybody else had. He had, up to this point, from everything I understand, he had not physically seen it with his own eye. So these priests are performing mass in the basement, and towards the end of the mass, Bob sees the figure move in front of his view, and it goes and hides in the coal room, which, if you know anything about a coal room, like, you used to keep coal there to fire the furnace to heat your house.
That's the name, coal.
It's literally like the deepest, darkest fucking corner of a house back in the day. Right. So at that point, Bob was like, "Oh, we got it cornered. It's gonna die." Basically. So the priest and Bob go into the room, and according to what I understand, all of them concur that you could clearly see this black mass basically just huddled in the corner,
whimpering
in fear, I guess. So
Malik is kind of a puss.
yeah. So between that, they kept reading scripture, and between that and the help of
The power of Christ
an exorcist from New York.
Christ compels you.
Yeah, some shit like that. So with the help of that and an exorcist that came in from New York City, they finally
New York City?
yeah.
They
Where's the
have
salsa from? New York
They have some
City.
picante?
Yeah. So with the help of that exorcist, they finally eradicated Malak from the home, and from what I understand, the Cranmer family has lived there harmoniously since.
Well, his wife divorced
Within
his ass.
reason.
His wife divorced his ass.
See, and that's the thing is, like, I saw a bunch of shit about that, and people were like, "Well, this is still happening." I'm like, "Yeah, but that if all this shit is true, that puts a lot of stress on a family.
Oh, I mean,
There's a lot of shit going on there that you may very well never fucking come back from, really."
the death of the son
Yeah.
is, from what I read or what I heard, is what, that's almost impossible.
That'll tear any family apart.
And
Even if you and your significant other are best fucking friends, that will fucking rip you apart.
That put the nail in the coffin.
Because no
per se.
human, no mom, no mother or father is ever going to return to who they were after they lose their child.
That shit changes you, and there's no way around that.
Perfect example. Like, my grandfather died in 2001. My dad died in Actually, it's 10 years. 2011. It's 10 years next month in September. This month. Oh, fuck. Catch me. Don't on the 6th. If you see me at the bar, make me go home, because I will get trash drunk.
That'll be Tuesday.
Sure. I don't know. I've
Tuesday.
found myself subconsciously getting, like, blackout, obliterated drunk on that day.
I think it's Tuesday, but I will double check. I will keep a sharp eye on you.
But
Oh, no shit. That's Monday.
we should be good. As long as I'm at home, I don't care.
If you're at home, you're...
Yeah, if I'm at home
their
or, like,
problem.
here with you or something, like, I'm not gonna, like, I don't throw up and shit. I just get fucking blackout drunk without thinking about it. And then, like,
It happens.
when I'm almost blacked out, I go, oh yeah, fucking yeah. But, like, because my dad passed away before his mom passed away, my grandmother.
Ooh.
And I'm pretty sure within a year, I don't even think, it might have been less than 6 months, but for sure within a year, I was back in New York burying my grandmother.
Yeah, I mean, once...
I mean, she was fucked before that even happened. Like, when I went up there to bury my dad, like, my grandmother was 100% Japanese.
100%?
Yeah. And, like, she, dude, looked rough. Like, she'd had an aneurysm or something like that, fucked her brain up. She had a caretaker. She was 100% Japanese, but, like, part of her eye was, like, bluish gray because it fucked her up that bad. Like,
Well,
nobody's going to ever fully recover from losing their child.
Once you lose the will to live...
Which that will do it.
That'll do it. Especially in your elderly years, like with your father and his mother still being alive. That would cause anybody to, say, fuck it, I'm checking out.
Yeah.
And
which was crazy because we all, honestly, like, as morbid as it might sound, we all didn't think that my grandmother was going to make it much longer after my grandfather died, and she made it fucking 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm a firm believer in when you give up is when you die. If you're fighting,
Yeah.
you can last a while.
Yeah.
It's when you say, okay, I'm ready.
No, I agree.
I'm
And that's
done.
coming from somebody who's dealt with depression for a long time. Like, I don't fuck that. I done too much shit in my life that should have taken me out, or some shit that should have made me make the decision to take myself out to do it now. And that's not me shitting on anybody that deals with those problems. Like, there's plenty of people on a day-to-day basis that decide that they don't want to be a part of this world anymore, and like, that's fucking awful, and nobody should have to feel like that, and it does happen. I'm not saying those people are pussies, but just me personally, with the way my mind works and the way I look at myself, I'd be a fucking pussy.
I've thought about this.
And there's always the argument of it being the easy way out.
And I think that's a misconception. I don't think it's the easy way out.
I do think it's kind of a cop out in that the people that go through this shit, because I think about it, I've thought about it.
Oh,
Everybody does
Everybody
at one
has.
point, but
Everybody at one
I
point
think the
has
problem
thought
is my big problem is the fact that people don't think about how self-centered it is. Because literally, I want to get rid of my pain. No, all you're doing is making your pain 5 times worse, and you're making somebody else feel it.
You know, and here's where that line is drawn. Like say right now, if I was suicidal right now, that would, fireball, that would be selfish.
Yeah.
To the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
But as you like to say, I'm old. In 10 years, or I get sick, knock on wood, if I get a cancer or whatever.
Oh yeah, like I'm not I've never hated on Jack Kevorkian.
If I get sick, and you know what? Fuck it. It sucks. The pains are.
This fucking Coors sucks.
Coors Light, mountain piss water. Oh,
well, they didn't have any fucking Bud. They had like no Bud Light unless I went in and got like a fucking 6 or 12 pack.
But when you get or when somebody wants to check up because they're sick, I have no issue.
I get that.
I have no
especially
issue.
when there's no way out.
But as long as
when
you're
terminally, when you have terminal cancer and you're gonna fucking die,
if
like
you bring
at that point, I would rather take myself out on my own terms.
If you bring in the people who it would hurt the most when you pass, and say, "Listen, this is my choice. I love you.
Yeah,
But
who knows how to have that conversation?
This is nothing to be sad about.
Yeah,
let me go."
I think,
I don't have an issue
and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing is, like, I think you have to think about how you're going to do it too. Because if I get, if they tell me I have stage 4 brain cancer tomorrow, you know what I'm doing? I'm signing up for a fucking skydiving class, and guess who's jumping out that door before they give me a fucking parachute?
Oh,
this guy.
No, see, I couldn't do that.
Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna sing the fucking the Red Hot Chili Peppers cover of Higher Ground, like from the first Power Rangers movie. People, when they're fucking doing the skydiving competition, and Tommy the White Ranger's fucking skyboarding with a board attached to his feet.
No, because you're still,
whoa.
You're falling. You're like, oh fuck, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to. No, I just fucking.
No, I agree. I've always said that, like,
I take some pills and.
I've always said no. I wouldn't. You know what I would choose? I would choose like a fucking 50-ton boulder being picked up by like 2 cranes, and then just like give me some drugs, and I'll just sit there and drop it on me.
Well, you're a dramatic bitch. Jesus.
No, it's not dramatic if you think about it. It's just that's instant lights out. That will destroy your body so fast that your brain doesn't even have that like 17 seconds to remain active after that. It's just boop, you're done.
I just think, honestly, personal opinion,
or just suck me into a black hole. Let me go see some cool shit while I die.
Maybe. But, just take some pills and just fall asleep and never wake up.
It's not that easy. Overdosing on pills is not as, like, easy
peaceful
and painless and peaceful as people think it is.
Really?
I've heard drowning is surprisingly, like, by the time you actually are drowning, you're just that's a wrap.
There's always the lead poisoning.
I'm just going to jerk myself to death.
I've tried, but it's not working. I've tried. I've been trying.
I try every day of my goddamn life.
I mean, look, I got a callus right here. Jesus Christ.
I have calluses on both my hands. I'm ambidextrous. Me too.
I'm right-handed. See, the callus is here.
See?
I'm right-handed.
Ambidextrous.
Oh, boy.
God damn it.
Are
you
we
ready
done?
to call it? Yeah, that's all I got. Like, it's like I said, that story comes to an end very quickly.
Here's the thing. And let's talk about, he wrote the book.
Yes.
And the family that...
Him, and again, I apologize to her out there. I don't recall. I didn't write down the co-author's name. He did
catch some grief from the book.
Actually, I was thinking about reaching out to him to see if we could do an interview with him on Patreon.
By all means, do. He got some grief from this book, from what I...
A lot.
From the family that sold him the house. But
for what?
It was the son or the daughter or whatever. I don't remember which one. They said that shit didn't happen.
Bitch, did you live there?
But yet, yeah, they lived there.
Yeah, but did you live there during his experiences?
But
I'm not saying that his experiences are all true. That's all up in the air because we weren't there. But who are you to say that it's fucking bullshit?
But this is what I wanted to talk about, because when I listened to this story and heard that, not every paranormal experience is the same.
No.
Okay. Obviously, the people who sold him the house had some shit going on. The parents knew about some shit.
Yeah.
Of the mass, of what, like you said.
Who the fuck holds mass in their house?
Or, the kid thing, they knew something was going on.
Yeah.
The kids, obviously, they hid it from the kid like any good parent would.
Yeah.
If the kids aren't experiencing something, you're not going to say, oh, by the way, did you see that, knife fly across the room the other night? No. They're going to hide it.
I heard you wrong. I thought you said knife fight. I was like, where the fuck was there a knife fight in this story? That's sick. Like, goddamn, chill out, Jack Sparrow. Fuck.
Moloch, he's a bad motherfucker.
Malick these balls.
But, and just because, a house is haunted, and I firmly believe you have to be in tune with the haunting. It vibrates. It's energy. It vibrates.
Mm-hmm.
And one person might, you and I could be sitting here right now, or like say when we were at Raw's.
Yeah.
Or any place with activity. You might be experiencing something, and I might not.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean either experience is invalid.
Yeah.
It means you're in tune with the environment, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And
because that's exactly what happened in Raw's.
The paranormal,
most of the shit that happened to us in Raw's started with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to like swing my dick. Like I go into all situations like that thinking ain't shit gonna happen. But I saw something. I believe I saw something that you never saw before before the owner even locked us in for the night.
Right. But that is what the paranormal is about. Some people are attuned to it.
Oh,
and
I have a fucking squad of people that want to go to Raw's with us next time.
Well, I'll email and see what's available. But, so just because one family could be in a home and not experience anything.
Yeah.
Because, they might not.
Well, and it's just like that fucking meme that I posted a long time ago on the Instagram. It's not always the house. Sometimes it's the people. I would say personally, more often than not, something's attached to a person, not a place or a thing. I think too much. I think it's just like how everything gets fucking blamed on satanic rituals and this and that. I think you just we need something. We can't accept that there's something on. That'd be like me being like, all the stuff I've seen and experienced in my life is everything around me. No, I think it's me.
Yeah, but for somebody to say, "Oh, the house isn't haunted," I didn't experience shit there.
Fuck you.
No, it's not necessarily the case. It's you didn't experience anything. Yeah. I think
it's different strokes for different folks.
The spirit world, or whatever you want to fucking call it, they choose who they want to interact with. You have to be vibrating on the same frequency or whatever.
Yeah.
A part of the same energy. Nice save, motherfucker. God. You just, wow. You pissed your pants.
At least I fucking caught it.
But, so it doesn't.
I'm not even drunk enough to do that.
A perfect example.
I was just too fucking focused on what you were saying. God,
you're taking in my beauty. You're taking in my hotness. I know. It happens.
I had to wear fucking khaki pants today, too.
But a perfect example of this is Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby Mackey's.
I think I go ahead. Sorry.
Bobby Mackey's has had numerous reports of activity.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that there's. I can't say that there's nothing going on at Bobby Mackey's, but from everything I've heard from people I know, including you, that have been there, I don't think it's all it's cracked up to be.
And here's the thing: I've talked to people that have been there and investigated there.
Massive fucking fail.
Haven't found shit. I've been there, but as a patron, not as an investigator. I went and rode the bull. Back when this was fucking many, many years ago. But I was.
Oh god, that was all foam at the bottom.
I was in the bathroom.
Fuck you, Coors.
A lot of people talk about Bobby Mackey's the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
I took a piss in there. Never felt anything. But like I said, I was a patron.
Yeah.
I was there during business operating.
I would still even hearing from multiple people, because I know people that have been there that are just absolute fucking pussies when it comes to this shit. They don't dwell in this world. They don't do what we do. None of that shit. But even they're like, dude, it was fine. Nothing fucking happened. But don't get me wrong. I would still, if I had the opportunity to go to Bobby Mackey's for an overnight, I fucking would. Because you never know. Because there are parts of that building that do have a very long history, and that would be where stuff's at. From what I understand, everything is the epicenter is that well in the basement.
And if you believe Ghost Adventures, they had a lot of that had an effect.
I will say, if that was all bullshit, Aaron, was it Aaron? No, Nick.
Nick, that
the way Nick like looked up at them when he was supposedly being affected by that spirit, the look in that man's eyes was either legitimate or very good acting, because he legitimately looked up from that pool table and looked like he wanted to rip everybody's fucking throat out.
And he, if you listen, they went back and he even made a comment about he told his wife he'd never go back there.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Well, and Aaron fucking ended up getting a divorce.
Well,
he blamed it on that. I'm not saying that's, but
Aaron's kind of a pussy. I just,
considering he's the guy that sits in all the rooms by himself.
That's what Of course, you got to remember back in the early days, Aaron was the tech guy, the sound guy. He held the fucking boom.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, it was Nick and Zach. He was just a tech guy and held the boom mic.
Zach Ballbaggins. I wish he would come into these live streams though. Like I really like. I talk a lot of shit. I wouldn't say I talk shit about Zach Bagans. I make light of him, but
it's an easy target.
I look up to Zach Bagans.
I respect him.
I would love to be who Zach Bagans is. Zach Bagans is he's the Gandhi. He's the Nelson Mandela of the paranormal. He is the forefront. He is the name and the face that everybody knows.
Let's be honest.
Whether that show is blown up for TV, which I do think it is. I think they all are, and I don't blame them for that by any means. I would do the same thing. If A&E or fucking History Channel came at us and was like, we want you guys to be the host of a paranormal investigation show. Yeah, I'm going to take whatever little bullshit that I can find, blow it up in post, and I'm going to fucking get those eyes on my shit. Because that's what you're there for.
I take a different approach from that.
Might as well.
Oh, fuck. I don't have to drive. I don't give a fuck.
I'm fine.
Yeah, famous last words.
When the fuck have you ever known me to get in trouble?
Of course, you're the same.
When have you known me to get in trouble or to get drunk enough that I might get in trouble and actually drive?
Oh, that's right. You were off today.
Yeah.
You were well rested.
I did all kinds of shit, dude. Not really.
Oh, actually, that smells good. I love Fireballs. Just the smell of it.
You can hit this chaser if you want, since we're both out of beer.
I got a pop right there.
But yeah, I didn't sleep in at all. I was
so
up at
you posted
8:30.
You posted on Instagram early.
Before 9. I posted before I left.
You're welcome.
Because I was up at 8:30. I was at work around 9:10.
I thought you were off today.
I was. I interviewed somebody, got my hair cut, came back, went to the store for work, dropped that shit off, and then went and had a social life. And then fucking hammered out this research hard. My hand was literally like take my strong hand by the time I was done writing all this shit out. Because you know me, A, I don't have a computer. B, I'd probably handwrite it anyway. Oh, I'm gonna need something to eat.
This might be the least sober I've been on a show.
I wish I could say the same, but that 4-hour stream is probably the least sober I've ever been. Because I definitely had about 10 beers in a couple hours.
Yeah. Well,
but at the same time, we've also both had 5 fireballs tonight.
You showed up a little bit that too. What was it? Or was that the week before?
No, that was the one I came from work.
Oh,
I went home, showered, and came straight here.
Which episode did you show up and you were fucking lit when you got here?
4th of July.
Oh, yeah, because you came in hot that night.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was lit that night.
But getting back to Zach
I'd been sitting there drinking for 2.5 hours before I came here.
I give Zach Bagans shit. I do respect him because
it's one of those things. I think it's a lot. There's two opinions on this shit because everybody in the paranormal world gives Zach Bagans and Joseph Venture shit. And I think the biggest thing is there's people that do it out of jealousy. Yeah. And there's people that do it like we do it out of that's just how we are anyway. Just like I crack old jokes at you and you crack Asian jokes at me when we're sitting there drinking beer.
Listen,
that's just how we are.
Kamikaze, don't fuck with me.
Oh, I told you, he's a very bad man.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, don't fuck with me.
Fuck off. Is that a nuke? Not again.
I will Hiroshima you and Nagasaki you.
Oh, man. If I was ballsier, I'd say that funny-ass shit from Don't Be a Menace to South Central. but it has a racial term that I'm technically not allowed to use. Which, while we're on the subject, what the fuck is?
I'm the only one that can't say shit. I'm white.
You want an Asian American up here dropping the N-bomb?
Oh, don't no.
Exactly.
No.
Which for some reason I don't understand. Depending on where you're from, apparently some people are cool with it. Like anytime I've like been singing along to a song or like made a joke, and I've never had a black person say shit to me. And it's not to just so we know, it's not like really in my like repertoire of words that I say. But especially if I'm listening to music, like I'll be if I'm in my car, like I don't think twice. I don't even think about the words that are coming up. I'm just you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lamont. Lamont chimed in on this.
See, Lamont's one of them. Lamont has told me that. We were talking to somebody.
Hey,
I said that shit.
We will not tolerate
dude,
that.
I said that shit, and Lamont was the one that said it. Like I said it in like a joking fashion to get my point across as a haha, and somebody was like, "How come Travis can say that shit, but it's a big deal if I do?" And he was the one that said it. He was like, "Cause he's not white."
Well, I told you that story. I think I even told it on a podcast when I was playing football back in college.
Yeah,
and I was getting my ass handed to me by a man of color. And he was punking the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And
you can say a black dude. Black dude is socially acceptable.
A black dude was beating.
Every black person I know would rather be called black than a man of color.
He was beating on me like a fucking drum.
I bet.
And this is coming from, me a little bit. I was a freshman.
Yeah, you're an offensive lineman.
I was a freshman.
Guess
in college
what?
And never got my ass beat.
I can tell you right now, black dudes, superior defensive linemen most of the time, especially on the end.
He was a linebacker. I was a guard at this time.
Oh, yeah.
He was a fucking linebacker. I was a guard. So, I was, and, coming from high school, I wasn't all that, but, I never got my ass beat.
Yeah.
I did the B team, not getting.
Well, you were also 6'4" and
6'3", 250-ish, 260 back in 91. 90,
which was
90.
Good size for a high school
90.
kid back then, yeah.
So I never got my ass beat.
Yeah.
This motherfucker beat on me like a motherfucking
I
drunk.
am kind of drunk.
Sweet. And, he was punking me like a
That
bitch.
last one did it.
I mean, calling me a honky, calling me every fucking name in the book, cheap shotting me. And I never will forget, I came back to the huddle, and, I was a guard. The tackle next to me was white, paler than motherfucker. I swear he was Scott Irish. He was so fucking pale.
He was a ginger.
We only had one black guy on the offensive line, and maybe naturally the running back. Let's be racist. The running back was black. But in the
as is tradition, unless you're Christian McCaffrey.
The receivers were black, and the black other guard looked at me and said, "Would you just call him the N-word and get on with it?" I'm like, well, no.
Well, and that's just like the Zach Bagans thing. There's different worlds to all this shit. How, and Lamont played ball and shit. Like Lamont played ball, Lamont wrestled, all that shit. There's, as much as people don't want to pay attention to it and they want to be fucking like Mr. Right, Mr. Wrong all the time, there is different social norms for different situations. Right. When you're going head to head with somebody on a physical point, and that person is throwing what he was throwing at you.
Oh, he was.
That person, he's expecting that in return at some point. He's expecting you to pancake the fuck out of him and be like, "Yeah, what's up, Leroy?"
Did you ever see the program with James Caan?
Yeah, and I'm not fucking racist before anybody tries to say anything. Fuck you.
It's exaggerated.
My best friends in high school and after high school was gay and black.
It's exaggerated a lot, but before snap, that motherfucker.
It's not totally inaccurate.
He was calling me the fucking out. You motherfucking honky!
Sorry, I try not to burp on here.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Your mom's a fucking whore. I mean, he was going at me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay. And
that's the thing.
I'm literally 18 years old, a freshman.
Lamont said, "LOL, Leroy."
I mean, he was fucking going at me like a motherfucker.
Yeah, because that's what happens. Like that's all. Like that's one of those ones that I don't expect some people to understand. When you're in that situation, it's not a personal thing. I'm sure you probably shook hands with that dude at the end of the game.
That was a blur after that. I mean,
You would have, though.
I got my hand.
If
on
he
my
walked,
ass.
if he walked up to you
I'm
and was
sure
like,
I
"Good
did.
game, man," like
I'm
you would have
sure I
shook his hand and everything
sure
like
I
that.
did.
Because when you're in that, it's just like,
It's talking shit.
it's just like
it's almost kind of like what
well,
we do.
it's just like fucking like with the longest engagement we've ever had. Like, I'm sure I'll hear people that are veterans now that were overseas in Afghanistan and shit talk about the Afghanis or the Iraqis. I'm sure that when they were over there, like fucking reloading their rifle and popping shots and throwing grenades to keep themselves alive, they're like, "You fucking Haji piece of shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it makes it right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, when you're in the heat of an altercation of some sort, it kind of becomes part of the lingo.
And here's the thing.
Because you're trying to get under the skin of that other person. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No,
like
you're
my
fine.
biggest thing is like, it doesn't like too much power is put on words.
Everybody says things in anger or in a moment when they're upset.
Yeah.
And for
I do it all the time.
for
I call
anybody
people motherfucker like it's nobody's business, and like you're not a motherfucker. But when I'm mad, you're a son of a bitch, motherfucker, cocksucker. Like if I'm that mad, you're whatever I feel like calling you.
And for anybody that says they have never.
Why do we have 6 viewers now? Apparently, we should talk about fucking social issues all goddamn night.
For anybody that says they've never said the N-word or been racial,
Yeah.
they're fucking lying. Any
Yes.
white person or any.
Oh, I agree.
Any person of your descent. Or
I agree.
Any,
And it's not just the N-word in racism against black people. I will look almost any white person, black person, Hispanic person in the fucking eye and call them a goddamn liar if they look at me and try to say they've never called an Oriental person a chink, zipperhead, gook, or anything like that.
Because when you get,
I'm allowed to say those. I'll say those all day.
but when you get cut off in traffic, or somebody pisses you off, that is the go. That's the go-to.
Not for me, but
Or when somebody aggravates you in a certain point, that is human nature. Doesn't make you a fucking bad
you
person.
go to cutting as deep as you can.
Exactly. Even if it's just in your own head.
It's the same way as like how kids on fucking Call of Duty get put on the internet because they get fucking sniped 3 times and they're like, "You fucking N-word, you fucking," pardon my French, "you fucking fag," all that shit. Like that's what it is. It's like you're just pissed that fucking
You go for the
9-year-old off,
jugular.
and that's the only way that 9-year-old knows how to fucking hurt your feelings. Whereas you get somebody our age, I'm gonna be like, and especially fuck off. You're really fucked if I know you.
This is the
Because-
most fucking.
Yeah, I know.
viewers we've
But you're
had.
really you're really fucked as as opposed to a fucking a little 9-year-old calling you a fucking a Negro in a less polite term and a fag and whatever else. You run into guys like me that are a little older, been doing it a lot longer, and I'm like, that's why your girlfriend fucks your neighbor because you can't do it right, you fucking piece of shit.
But everybody.
There's nothing
has
racist
said,
about that, but every bit of it's true.
Everybody has said
Because
something.
I'm your neighbor.
Everybody on this planet has said something racist at one time or thought something racist at one time because they were angry. What? What's Lamont saying? Lamont bashing me?
I'm not saying it out loud. You can read it if you want. God damn it. Oh shit.
Hold on, I gotta put the air.
I can show you on my phone if you want.
Oh, hold on. I think I
Yeah,
got-
motherfucker.
Oh, God damn.
Too many cream puffs? Who's a cream puff? This person. Or are you talking about people that are soft? I don't disagree. And Lamont, I think
I
Lamont will agree with us too, because Lamont is in your age group, and he is a black male.
Lamont's old as fuck.
No.
Well, you say
You're old as fuck. Lamont's young at heart. You're like just ready to keel over and die at any point, and we all know it.
But I'm pretty, so that's all that matters.
Pretty fucking ugly. I'm coming at you hard tonight. You can't keep up with me. Just don't try.
I'm not as quick as you.
Oh, dude, I was telling about. You want to talk about some like slightly offhanded?
Hey, Moon Unit.
Yeah, did you just notice that Moon Unit's here?
Hey, Moon Unit. I'm glad you made
Yeah,
it.
I know. I love that we have the most viewers we've had all
And we're
night at
fucking
the
done.
end of
We're
the
just
fucking
fucking
show.
shooting
We've already
shit
told
now.
the whole fucking. I've already told the whole fucking story. I went through all like 9.5 pages of notes. that I
Everybody
have.
who's on here now, please go back and listen to the fucking podcast about the paranormal.
Or I mean, the YouTube video will be up before the podcast.
Well, yes.
Just because I mean, shout out, Anchor is awesome and all, but like it does take a little while to get on some of the some of the services.
Well, I have.
Do we have an ad back yet?
A what?
Do we have our Anchor ad yet?
No, we can do it anytime. I did not save my old one. I was going to add it to.
Well, I mean, we got to do a new one anyway because I make this show.
We got to record a new one. Bite my fucking anus. God, I hate you.
I swear to God.
All I know is
this
I
is what
had
I'm
more
saying.
listeners
This is what we were fucking missing on the cancellation theory. Is we didn't sit here and get drunk and talk shit to each other.
You make this show all right, but I had more listeners back before he came on. Just saying.
You didn't have as many Instagram followers or Twitter followers, though.
I had more Twitter. I had just as many Twitter followers.
I need to remind me. I need to do that before.
But here's the thing.
I want to get the Twitter.
I wasn't having fun. Now I'm having fun.
I have so much fun doing this. I really do. I make a
I don't
joke
even
like
give a
literally
fuck.
every time I leave the house. I'm like, it's time to go be famous to the people I live with.
That's like, we kind of joke about nobody's listening or nobody's watching.
I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit.
I
mean, I love everybody that's here. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's awesome that you guys enjoy listening to us. But like, I just enjoy. This gives me another reason to sit and shoot the shit with one of my friends who is also the friend that I talk to more than almost anybody else.
And eventually, here's the thing: this shit's going to take off eventually, and it's growing. It is growing.
I know we're getting close to 500 on Instagram,
and YouTube's getting.
And I remember when we hit 420, I was like, 420 plays it, bro. That was not that long ago, and that was like
we're well over 2,500 Twitter followers.
I know. I need to like actually log into the Twitter.
Hold on, I will tell you what.
Like I post to Twitter through Instagram, but I need to actually get the login information for Twitter.
We're at 519 or 2519.
I was gonna say 519 on fucking Instagram, so we've gotten fucking 40 something
Twitter.
followers. Okay,
Twitter.
I was about to say, don't tell me that because Instagram's my baby.
2,519 followers.
Why the fuck am I not on the Instagram? You know how much funny shit I think about that I could just type out.
Well, see, the problem with Instagram and Twitter
and the fucking
when you post
is that the Twitter sound?
Yeah, when you post, you share on the Instagram on Twitter. I'll show you what it looks like. It doesn't.
Possibly while it just popped into my head, possibly new intro song coming in soon.
Oh, actually, I was talking about that. I wanted to add some of pick out highlights from the podcast of us eventually fucking with each other.
Yeah,
and overlay it the music. That's kind of what I'm doing.
That'd be sick. I know. I mean, we both know he'd let us do it.
Instead of just having like our intro now,
we have to add him. I told him we'd put him on the channel description.
As soon
and
as
shit
we
like
get
that.
it up and running.
Yeah, I told him we put him in the channel description and shit. Lamont knows him. Young Kyle's gonna be the new sound of the intro of Ghosts in the Night.
I was like, who the fuck's sending me this email? What the fuck?
Yeah, he did it yesterday while he was talking to me. We were talking about something, and he was like, I emailed it to you. I was like, finally, 3.5 months after you fucking made the beat, you sent us the goddamn beat.
I was like, Kyle, who the fuck is this? I thought it was another promo. I'm like, I almost texted you and said, do we got another promo? Because I got this.
Oh, shit, look at Lamont. I love that my friends actually follow us. Actually, super dope. I listened to it today.
What?
Spread the Dread.
Spread
the Dread
I
put us
didn't
up
listen to
today.
it though yet.
Dude, I got super excited. I didn't give a fuck about hearing our promo.
Oh, was it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't hearing the promo itself that made me excited. It was hearing them be like, oh, yeah, man, big shout-outs to Phil and Travis from Ghosts in the Night. He was like, check out their podcast. It's fucking fantastic. And I was like, man, that was the cool part. I could give a fuck about hearing
Actually,
our promo.
We got another request. You were talking to somebody today about it, too, right?
I've talked to multiple people about it.
I saw something today about it.
Because one of them's Absurd Reality. The one that I showed you that has the super sick video editing that he does. Where he's in, like, the space suit and shit.
Oh, really?
We're going to promo swap with him when he starts season 2.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. I'm on
him,
Spread the Dread tonight or tomorrow.
Spread the Dread. We did a trade with them. I'm gonna message Strange Brew. I did not hear us on Strange Brew. You
motherfuckers.
Canuck pieces of shit. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, pal.
We commented about your penis size, or Travis did.
I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You said they had enormous penises.
So I didn't hear us on their episode. So I'm gonna message them. I'm not like gonna be dickish and butthurt. I'm just be like, hey man,
it's all good.
I mean, I'm not worried about it. Like everybody has a schedule to how they do this. But yeah, Spread the Dread. We were on Spread the Dread. They did Armin Maves.
So
Great
follow
fucking
them.
subject. Yeah, check out Spread the
Subscribe
Dread
them.
podcast. They're fucking phenomenal. They're funny as shit. They're
As follows us.
I would say it's on and off. Sometimes they win, and then you get me fucking 5 shots of Fireball, and I'm fucking just... I'll put anybody to shame when I'm fucked up.
This is why Thursdays work so well. You know, while we do
I
this...
wish we could do tomorrow, man, but I work
Nah,
I work all
We gotta
day.
take the day. I'm fucking kind of fucking... it's been
I
a
don't think
rough
we can
week.
do one this
No.
weekend either.
No, we need to fucking do a Patreon episode here soon.
Yes, we do. Well, that's why I'm gonna reach out and see if I can get Bob Cranmer on the phone for like a 20 or 30 minute interview.
Just do a Patreon episode. I thought about, not to, leave you out, but just fucking recording something for Patreon for those fuckers who give us money.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done
Well, because
one
you
in
know what I
a
was
couple
thinking about? Actually, I'm stealing this from Spread the Dread because I listened to their episode today that had us on it. I've listened. If you're fucking listening, I've listened to other episodes. I have you on auto download. Don't crawl up my dick hole. And if you do, give me a reach around first. But
What?
who the fuck?
Here's the thing. I listened to him. I
like Spread the Dread.
I just didn't listen to him today because I'll be okay.
I did just because I was in my car so much.
I listened to. I like to keep current on shit, so I have a few podcasts of current affairs I listen to.
I don't.
And then I listened to one episode of two for preparing for this episode, and then I'll be honest, I listened to our last episode.
I listen to all our episodes.
Well, I listened to our last episode that I uploaded. Whatever.
Michael Jackson's Ghost Bride or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I listened to that just because I want to make sure. I listen to it when I edit it, but I want to hear how it translates actually on the feed. So I listen to that.
Because I still stand by it, dude. Like, I don't know if it's our mix or if it's... I think while I'm getting all the overtime, I think I'm going to buy a preamp. Just to see if that's what we're missing. Because there's the smallest difference in clarity between our audio and a lot of the podcasts that I listen to. And, like, I know our mix is good.
Well, I think it's my mic compared to yours. I need the preamp for my mic.
Which I'm going to get anyway.
Because...
Like, I'm going to get the SB7 eventually.
your amp or your mic...
There's nothing wrong with this, but
No,
that's just a better mic overall.
If I let you listen to the raw footage, you come in so much better than me. Because...
Well, I think a lot of that's just because I project more.
Right, but the SM7B, which is what I have, we are getting way...
See, I want the SM7A.
Way fucking inside baseball here. I need the preamp for me.
Yeah,
I have to jack my shit up a little bit to
level out with mine.
Level out with yours.
Yeah.
Or bring... I don't want to bring you down too much. I mean, we do pretty well, all things considered. But because all a preamp does...
Yeah.
All a preamp does is...
Well, Moon Unit, we have no advertisements on the podcast feed yet either. So.
We're going to record another one. We have to record one.
Oh, I'm down. So we have one advertisement.
Well, like, it's an Anchor app.
Yeah.
Which, you remember when I had the Anchor app?
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't save I looked for it. I was going to add it into this week's episode, but I didn't save it. I guess I deleted it.
I mean, if you don't want to do it, I'll read it. I don't give a fuck.
I'll print out.
Are we allowed to write our own?
You kind of have to hit some things.
If you like butt stuff and fucking huge
well,
cocks,
yeah, you can't
get
really
Anchor.
go that far. They give you kind of a script to go through, but you can add to it. I just thought I saved the one I did before you came on.
Yeah.
But apparently I didn't.
We can record a new one. That's
we just got to record
I
a
don't
new
give a
one.
fuck.
That's why there wasn't one on this episode.
Fuck, what was I about to say? God damn it.
Fuck, I don't know.
Fuck, it keeps... Oh, I'm stealing this from Spread the Dread. We should start a PayPal.
I have a PayPal account.
For the show.
PayPal me?
More people have PayPal.
I have two PayPal.
See, but here's the thing is they were talking about it, and they made a very good point. A drastically higher number of people have PayPal than have Patreon.
I have two PayPals. I have for personal, and I think I have one for GITM podcast. I think I do.
I'd say we could set up a Venmo, but Venmo's about to start doing that shit where they fucking charge you a surcharge.
Well, see, I think PayPal does now too. I don't know. I don't keep track of that shit.
Moon Unit likes us.
Oh, well, I love Moon Unit. Like we talked about, I love the fucking name.
I'll moon your unit.
I gotta get back.
You missed it. We were on Instagram Live earlier, but apparently there was no fucking sound for an hour.
And I fucking tested that shit. Matter of fact, here, hold on.
I feel bad, dude. Because I know there's a couple podcasts that we fucking follow on Instagram, and I think it was two. I think Spread the Dread, I think I saw pop up there once, and another podcast that we are going to end up doing a promo swap with that I reached out to.
Hold on. I know I fucking...
Excuse me. I try not to burp, but
I
had
tested
fucking
it.
5 fireballs and a 24-ounce tall boy.
Here. Hold on. Let me turn the fucking audio up. I tested the audio. Oh, no, that's fucking the promo. Where the fuck is it?
Oh, shit. I might need to get out of here soon.
What the fuck? You got a hot date? Who's more important than me, motherfucker?
My asshole.
All right. Well, we're pushing, 2 hours.
Holy fuck. We got to 2 hours. We weren't even at an hour and a half when we stopped talking about the actual subject.
Oh, we just fuck off more than anybody else. You fucking know.
This is the fun part, though, for real.
Right.
This is like the decompression because, like, I don't know if anybody knows this from listening to our past episodes. As slapdick and fuck off as we are, when either of us has the show note idea and the subject idea, both of us dedicate and comparatively to what some people might think a very decent chunk of our time on a weekly basis to researching this stuff. Even if it's listening to stuff while I'm at work.
Oh,
like I will spend full work days listening to stuff while I'm working that is, and I'll have a little notepad next to me jotting shit down.
Well, like for this episode, which we talked about, I was going to let you take
I had this idea of
I would let you
after
take control
part
of this
2
one.
of fucking West Memphis 3, yeah.
I'll let you take control of this one. So, but I still listen to, I spent 4 hours.
Yeah, because you don't want to be totally unprepared. And if there are some that are like that, but we agree on that ahead of time. If it's something I've never heard of and you know a shitload about it, yeah, we're going to do it that way.
I spent 4 hours listening to podcasts on this topic.
Uh-huh.
But like for West Memphis 3, I watched probably...
I was working 60 hours.
6 hours worth of fucking YouTube
I was going to say,
videos.
I was working 60 hours during those episodes, and even though they were your episodes for the most part, I still probably did 10 hours of research per week of doing that show.
I bought 2 books on Audible, and one of them was 7 hours. One of them was, I think, 5.5, almost 6 hours.
Yeah.
That I listened to. One of them I listened to almost twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what 12.
It's crazy.
Almost
like I think
20
like
fucking hours. Of
like
just listening to
see,
audio
but that's the beauty of it is like I think a lot of people underestimate how much time we put into it. Which in this aftermarket shit that we're talking right here, which is only the people that want to watch this show are going to hear this. I want it to be like that.
Right.
I want it to seem like we just kind of slapped the whole thing together because that's kind of how we are. You're still going to get the information, but you're going to hee-hee-ha-ha your way through it to where you're going to know something about somebody from their young years to their prison sentence or whatever it is, and you're not even going to realize that it happened.
Right.
Just like all the podcasts that I like.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of fucking shit that goes into this shit. And then...
Which is what blows me away because a lot of people that know both of us in our personal lives are fucking batshit crazy, and they think that I do all of the legwork and shit for this. And I tell them, I'm like, no. Phil does most of the work. Phil does the editing. Phil does the uploading. All I do is my research, talk my shit while I'm on the mic, and I handle Instagram, and I guess technically I handle Twitter just because everything I post to Instagram goes to Twitter.
It's just hit a button.
But I need to log into Twitter because all the little like random one-liners that I think of on a day-to-day basis.
And if I'm being honest, editing, I don't do as much editing now as I did before.
Still are the only ones that do.
But I have to listen to the fucking, if like say this is what, theoretically we're at 2 hours and 9 minutes, but I got to take out 8 to 10 minutes of the beginning.
They'll just fuck off, yeah.
So we're at 2 hours. I have to listen to this over and over again.
Yeah. I know because I've sat here and done it with you.
So
like I haven't done it with you, but I've sat here with you while you edited a whole show and just fucking was like, haha, you missed this part of this TV show.
But for a 2 hour podcast, I have to edit it. So I'm listening to it and then I stop it, take a little, kind of break down, cut out maybe a long pause or a click or something.
Yeah.
Which
is probably mostly me because I
It's
can
both of us. It's both of us. Trust
stop
me.
moving around or anything.
But then noise reduction it, then limit it, then fucking EQ it a little bit, take out, which EQing and that's an hour right there. So that's 3 hours.
Yeah.
But for a 2-hour podcast, it might take 2.5 hours to go through it. I mean, it is what, and I don't do nearly as what I used to do. Like I said, when I was doing this by myself, I would go through it with a fine tooth comb. Easy for you to say, you fucking drunk fuck.
Fine tooth comb.
That's what I said, motherfucker.
Something like that. A fine tooth comb.
But it would take me a week to edit 45. And you look at my old podcast, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. If I went an hour, I went fucking overtime.
Yeah.
25 minutes. Of course, it's hard to talk to yourself for 25 fucking minutes. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. That's why, I want to do, as much as people might underestimate or misunderstand it, I would like to do another podcast.
It's just too much. Honestly, it's too much.
I want to do one. But I don't expect you to do an A because I know we're both kind of stretched thin, and I know that if I was going to do what I would like to do,
if you want to,
you could really give a fuck less about it.
I will sit over here and monitor.
I know that, but as far as sitting and having the back and forth, if I was going to do the one that I've thought about doing, you wouldn't give a shit about
I will be
the
young
information.
Jamie of that fucking one.
Yeah,
I will. Here's what I will swing this mic this fucking way. I will sit over there.
Well, because I'm thinking about doing one with Kyle.
And if he wants to sit in this fucking chair, I'll sit over there and watch the fucking monitors. I mean, I'm down with. I'm all the whole GITN media thing. I'm so down with.
Yeah. Well, because I'm trying to do that anyway. Because a lot of the podcasts that we're fucking going to be swapping with are up and comers. I messaged one. She's not even out yet. She hasn't even started. She started her YouTube, no content. Hasn't started her podcast, and I was like, "Yo, when's your shit going live? Let's, let us take the little bit that we have and piggyback you, and we all work together."
And that's the way to do it. And that's why this is going to grow. That's why we've gotten 3 or 4 new YouTube followers or subscribers this week.
Yeah,
I'm good.
But
there is growth. That's all that fucking matters.
First time in my life.
All right. I think we should.
Moon Unit, thank you, by the way. Moon Unit said that our research comes through and he sees it.
I appreciate you, Moon Unit.
Because I'll be honest, that's the hard part for me, is taking the research that I do and making it slap fuck. Throwing in, because I do, Moon Unit, if you really want to know, hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you pictures of this shit. There's literally...
You're going to have to get a new book, by the way.
I am. I got maybe one more episode left in this book, but you can look in there and there's asterisks and shit all through this that are just me purposely writing down one-liners and shit like that, or LTATs, LTA, let's talk about that moments and shit like that. Because and that's the hard part is making it, because I don't want to be dry.
Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I got places to do. Places.
You got places to do?
Goddamn right, I'm going to go fuck the Statue of Liberty right in her fucking butthole.
All right. Don't forget, if you want to follow us on Instagram, which Travis handles, Twitter, which I kind of do more or less, but he does share his Instagram shit there.
Oh, do you actually post shit to Twitter?
Yeah, I shared that shit you sent today.
What? I automatically post everything to Twitter.
I know, but I redid it. I did it again.
Yeah, I need to log into Twitter.
Hold on, I'll show you.
God damn it. I downloaded Twitter just for this fucking podcast. Later, Lamont.
I posted that. I kind of changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
I did that.
I like that fucking I like that Instagram post.
I did that. And I also kind of try to interact a little bit more on Twitter with...
I actually had some backup on making that perfect. I sent the original design to somebody, and they were like, I feel like the house needs to be darker, and that's when I figured out I can play with the shading, the brightness, the tint, all that on photos that I put in there.
Right. So, anyway, Twitter, night_ghost. Instagram is
Ghost_night_podcast.
Whatever the fuck that is. If you want to get merch, that's more... We do have a merch.
I was getting out of the way.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, the merch thing is pretty fucking big.
I can put it up too.
We need to order merch. God damn.
Not this weekend. Next weekend, I'm planning on ordering some merch, even for myself.
What do you want? I'll get it.
No, I just...
Sooner the better.
Well, whenever you want to order merch, just let me know.
I'll order it. I'll grab yours too. I don't give a fuck.
I have to wait till next weekend.
You don't have to wait till next weekend. I buy it, and you just fucking buy my bar tab next weekend.
For the love of God, it's shop.
If you guys didn't know that him and I are actually friends that will hang out on a regular basis, I'll buy your merch because I know how the struggle be, and you get my fucking... Just get my beers the next time because the bar tab might be a bit much.
Well, because you drink a lot, you fucking drunk.
There's a reason why I'm the one driving home.
Shop.spreadshirt.com/GITN paranormal merch. For all our merch, Patreon is really the best way to support us right now.
Or PayPal.
We will do a PayPal me.
Yeah.
Eventually. I have it. I just have to look at it.
We just got to add it to everything.
Add it to everything. But Patreon is patreon.com/GITN podcast. We do have a Facebook page, which I posted.
Show us your penis.
Please do not show us your penis.
I think I'm going to make a Snapchat for the show, too, by the way.
I thought about doing TikTok as well.
If you want to do TikTok, I'll do Snapchat.
But just doing clips, cut out little
That's fine.
Shit.
And I can get some of the 19-year-olds that I work with to do boom, boom, boom. That bullshit.
Because I want to start doing clips of the show, even for YouTube. It's just fucking finding fucking time to do it.
I got to make a phone call, apparently.
Are you in trouble?
I hope not. You never know these days.
Oh, shit. Well, we better get the fuck out of here so Travis...
Yeah, close this shit out. I'm going to go make a phone call.
All right.
Love you guys.
Take care, everybody. We will see you next week. Hopefully, we'll be back to our Thursdays... Or, Thursdays, fuck. God. Our Sundays.
Or at least Mondays.
Sunday.
Sunday or Monday. I just want to fucking nail it down.
Our Monday episodes. And if we do it Sunday, it'll be 6 o'clock. Monday, 8 o'clock. Because we have fucking real lives. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to all the social media accounts. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast feed. However you take in the podcast. And if you just watch us on YouTube, head on over to your favorite podcast player or podcast app and subscribe as well. Leave a review. That would help us out greatly. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are growing. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'd like to do it by the end of the year. At this rate, it's not going to happen unless you guys kick it in the ass. So, till next week, we will see you next week. Take care, everybody. We love you.